Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing Strategic Command, and it feels so good to be playing the Allies as we are now driving into Germany. We have liberated the Philippines. Slovakia has surrendered for the second time in the war and thereby actually created another nice gap over here where the Germans down here are trapped into Hungary. It can of course still source supply from there. Sweden is also swinging in towards our side just a little bit, and we are getting various technologies over here. So let's say I should turn the volume down a little, I think. So let's see what the Axis are going to make out of their turn. They still have very strong forces here and there, although they are increasingly pocketed in various, well, pockets. Words. So this is in particularly interesting area since this is so far the most open. Interesting, so we are seeing more troops appearing here close to Budapest. German forces over there are reinforcing, and it is winter. It is now mid-December, which means by our turn it will be beginning of January. Oh, nice defense over there. Yeah, but yeah, the Germans are increasingly vulnerable. Even our Argentinian forces do hold out pretty well. And of course I'm extremely happy to have our armoured train back. Yeah, but the German AI, I really don't envy the German AI in this situation. So, I mean, the pressure is just mounting from all sides, and they're even suffering from attrition. Which is very nice for us. Romania comes into the Allied camp. Okay. Pushes Turkey away from the Axis. That is also very nice to see. And we even get some units. Isn't that nice? Disrupting some convoys to Japan. But yeah, all in all, not a big sweeping maneuver from Germany. We'll have to see what we can do, especially in the northern part of Germany, and of course on the eastern front. Haven't seen too much negative kickback. So yeah, overall our main goal is still to take Antwerp, where there's rain and fog, which is bad because that means we can't fly our missions over there. And that is rather unfortunate for us. So let's see what we can do. You deal at least some damage by attacking. Pretty good damage actually. That allows you to deal a little bit of damage as well. Yes, very nice. Let's move you over to Cologne. Then we'll bring in our Royal Marines. Deal a little bit more damage. Not quite as much as I would have hoped. Our mechanized forces are already out of supply, so that's not particularly good. So what else have we got? We've got the 10th Army over here. Some damage, that's alright. But now we can't really move ahead anymore. I should maybe have brought up a tank instead. Okay, let's try to do an attack. Very good. And another one. Yes! Excellent. Very, very good. So there, unless of course we don't have any forces to drive in there. But we do. Let's take the 7th Armored Tank, drive them into Antwerp, and attack these German 4th Corps over here. Second attack is much more useful, and now we have another harbour, and that dramatically makes the situation much better for us. The Polish Corps can go into Dortmund. And we can move up our tanks towards, let's say, Hannover. Let's say a little bit closer even. That was not an unexpected attack, so that's alright. Hamburg would be a good target to take out as well. So let's do that. -2, that's fine. And the long range desert group does finish the job. So that's fine. That means we can bring up our 2nd Corps over there. Gonna bring up our special forces towards here. And we have our eyes set on Berlin, and that is indeed excellent news. Let's bring in Montgomery a little bit closer towards that region. And then I guess we can have our Poles come towards Frankfurt and actually take it. So that is increasingly nice for us. Okay, so the front line all in all is starting to wear a little bit thin. But oh, this Brandt Corps, yeah. Let's attack. Good result. We do have a couple of more units, so who else do we want to bring in desperately? I think the heavy artillery should be coming in towards Hamburg. But you can't unload now. Okay, that way it works though. Fine, because the harbour over there is simply not good enough yet. Have we got any other transport? Yeah, we do have, although this is just a garrison, it's not extremely valuable for us. We have these engineers. Okay, so firstly we'll need to reinforce the aircraft on this carrier because they're really worn thin, and then we can transport these engineers likewise towards over here. And I do guess another headquarter wouldn't hurt us either, so let's transport that one. Towards Amsterdam, we'll move to Arnhem with its famous bridge. Good. So, other than that though, I mean, there's literally the whole continent is raining, right? So it's raining on the whole of the continent, so I guess we can really just upgrade these fighters and bombers towards better long-range capabilities. And the American ones we'll bring right over so that they are a little bit closer tied into the weather over there. We could indeed strike Berlin. You know what, let's do it. Just for the sake of it. We are being intercepted. We do have escorts as well. Heavy losses on the fighters, on the bombers themselves. But I do wonder where the interceptors were. Oh, over there. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get some fighters. Let's get the American fighters over here. I think that's a fine idea. I'm kind of wondering why the British keep so many troops around. Sorry, the Americans keep so many troops. They're saying the British and then the Americans, the Germans keep so many troops around that coast over here. I mean, I would like to do another landing with our Canadians, but now we are even driving on Berlin, and we might very well cut through and unite these fronts very soon. But yeah, oh yeah, true, we can attack twice. Not that great, but not that bad either. So yeah, I think we can be about happy with this result. Can we actually enter? Yes, we can. That's very good, actually. So we can enter the Baltic Sea, and Sweden has actually stopped supplying as Germany, so that too is very nice, and I'm very happy about that result. This carrier probably needs to be upgraded to better fighters and longer range aircraft. That should be okay. We do have our paratroopers, but they can't really jump anywhere. We can transport the 12th Corps towards Antwerpen, unload it here, and indeed capture Lille, and then start to attack these coastal fortifications. And that should be fine. And most importantly, that is already a French town. So what we really should be doing is to transport our French troops, our Leclerc French forces. Gonna land them over here in Belgium, and then we are gonna drive them into France very soon. Still, I'm wondering what to do with the Canadians. For now, there's no harbor that I can hope to capture in any sensible fashion, so I think that's something that we can do. The Axis over here surrendered, so let's actually make sure that we capture that area. And then I think what we can do is actually declare war on Vichy France. Though I wonder whether there will be an event, so maybe let's wait a second to see whether there's going to be anything. What can you upgrade? Anti-air defenses, okay, that's not crucial. Let's get you on the border. You're fine where you are. Maybe you could upgrade to better mobility, please. And then we're going to keep one artillery okay, over there. And what are we going to do in Germany? So we've got these tanks. We've got these tanks. Well, I guess what we can do is take the Third Army and drive it to Nuremberg. And actually could go to Prague or towards Dresden. Yeah, but now the UK and US forces have linked up, so that's very nice to see. Let's try that headquarter over there. Ideally we should start to fortify this area a little bit more strongly. We could also try to advance to Budapest. Drive back this German headquarters because it's sort of threatening us. We can capture Budapest. Let's do it. Should mean that the Hungarians are going to collapse. So yeah, it really only is Yugoslavia left and some forces up here, although they really are not that critical. And in fact we might be able to throw them out pretty nicely. Good, and that does leave this rocket artillery, which I guess we can attack from over here. And of course they do get to defend themselves. I still find this a little bit bullshit. And down here we should really be able to break these guys now, and indeed we are. Everyone down here surrendered, so I guess the Soviets can all come up towards providing help on a more northern front. Are you actually Western allies or not? I don't really know. Right, Soviets all march north. You're right. Can you bomb? No, you cannot, so let's simply advance normally. Strike them, just try to drive the Germans in front of us. It's a surprisingly resilient army. But there we go. I think that was one of the last towns in the Soviet Union that we just liberated, which is of course very nice. Stop defending yourself. Stop providing an automatic defense on yourself. It's just cheating. Right, everything else down here fine. Just make sure the headquarters stay up to date. You did attack over there. The Germans are starting to re-establish a front down there. Armored train doing its thing. These guys are starting to lose momentum. Let's make sure we are pushing in over here on the north. They're surprisingly well established over there. So I guess that should make sense. And then these guys will collapse. Indeed they will. And that might be the last town in Soviet hands. Or actual Soviet town. Well, I mean, if I say actual, it wasn't actually a Soviet town for before the war, so maybe it's not quite fair to say that it is a Soviet. Well, in the Soviet thinking, it probably was. Right. Good. Okay, so you guys all need to sort of advance because the main part of the thrust will be down there. So I think that's going to be alright. Let's do make sure to move up everyone who can be moved up, including these heavy tanks. Take out Arnstein. Pretty close to, I mean, it's pretty hefty defense over there. Take Danzig, so reason the war started. We now have it back. Although again, it's not necessarily true to say back if, you know, it's now in Soviet hands, and before that it was in Polish hands, so yeah. Nice, good attack, I mean better than expected at least, so I appreciate that, and it's probably reducing their income at least a little bit. Yeah, and over here we should primarily look to cut these guys off, but yeah, Lublin, another town, still in German hands even though it's a Soviet city, so yeah, it's not quite as straightforward. Nice, there we go. Engineers dealing the death blow to these Fallschirmjägers, and these were Fallschirmjägers that were very, very annoying to us for a very long time. Oh, and you can get over there. I nearly completely overlooked that German unit. Could have captured the supply even. Good. Okay, so far so good. These fronts are increasingly closing in on each other, so that is nice. You should probably move down here. And you up there, and then you'll need to get these guys a little bit out of the way. Yeah, but you'll not be able to get over here. Oh, maybe you can place it in the headquarters. Like that. Good. Right. It's kind of funny to see that it's nearly a historical divide. I mean, not quite, but where did they meet truly? Somewhere here. But yeah, the Germans are driving... Ooh. Nearly missed that attack, so that would have been unfortunate. Okay, so down here in the Caucasus region... sorry, in the Yugoslavian region, we certainly can drive some attacks home. Yeah, it's hilly terrain, so it's somewhat difficult to engage on fair grounds over here, but and the supply situation is not necessarily incredibly in our favor either, but and I of course should have bombed, but I didn't. And that's what you get for that. Right. You're a little bit boxed in over here. We can do a landing with our paratroopers anywhere in this region, so split might be nice. But I actually think it does make sense to drop. So that should be alright. Reinforce? Can't reinforce? Really? Not at all? Alright. Let's get you towards Tirana. And then down here I think we should also be able to finish off once and for all these Germans. And that way we can reinforce whoever needs reinforcing down here and drive up these units by pattern. And come up close towards that front up there, which should allow us to push into the enemy terrain more strongly. I think this tank division simply will go to Linz over here and try to defeat these Germans. That's actually a very good result, I think, so somewhat happy about that. You need to be reinforced. And down here, we can actually take on Zagreb. I would have thought that that's a little bit more difficult. But yeah, let's drive into this region. Hungary, you'll collapse, I think, very soon. So no need to overdo things there. Tactical bombers. Nice. Medium bombers. Nice. Tactical bombers. Ah, too bad. I would have expected a little bit more. And then these paratroopers, we're gonna ask you to come up over here and sort of fight like a normal foot trooper. Yet other than that, these troops seem to be fine. Even these troops down here should... no. No! Not advance right to the border. That'd be suicidal. Good. So, Italy pretty much cleared out. Germany very much compact. It's half of Poland, half of Eastern Germany. And a little bit of this and that somewhere in Hungary. But that will collapse soon enough. Also that pocket up there, of course, is going to collapse very, very soon. So, happy about that result so far. Can we take some more troops onto the continent? We can. Let's bring these garrison type units in. I'm guessing we don't necessarily need the anti-tank units, but the Canadians are fine where they are, so for now that should be alright. Some more transports that are coming in. Oh, I think these are two airborne divisions, yeah. So let's bring it in towards over here, so I'm guessing you should be coming there as well. That means you can come up towards this harbor. Unload. And then I'm not going to ask you to prepare. Okay, I can't do that. We'll be able to do that next time. And that should allow us to drive on Vichy a little bit more forcefully. Good. We need to deal with some Japanese troops down here. Can you be reinforced? Can you be upgraded? Apparently you can be neither of that, so that is a little bit unfortunate. You should really be reinforced though. Just 1 point. Alright. Okay, nice. Good attack. Bring you down here. And then next time you'll be swapping around and that should be alright. Good. And the Malayan troops are fine. I think we are mostly looking towards potentially capturing Japan, because even though we are doing everything to hurt their national morale, it's sort of leveled out at 10%, and I'm not sure whether we'll be able to do anything else than what we've been doing so far. So we can't really bring her to them much more strongly than that, I'm afraid. So make sure to bring in the British carriers at least, because they can be upgraded. Also these fighters, these American fighters, can get an upgrade, as can these Chinese ones. And if these Chinese ones can, then this one can. Yeah, and then next time we'll be shuffling them over a little bit over here. Try to provide some air cover over Japan, but that should soon be it. Is there any other national morale objective? The Gilbert Islands, Kure, Truk, and Iwo Jima. But again, I'm not sure whether we can actually land over there. Okinawa would also be a big loss for them. Okay, what if we move our forces over here? We can actually attack from our naval transports themselves. Okay, yeah, that's more to my liking then. Let's still make sure that we are guarding our ships. Nice battleship line. Some carriers. Okay, that's roughly fine. You'll be upgraded. Are there any more special forces? We've got these two. Haven't we got more? Yeah, these Australians. Let's do get you up there. And that should be alright. Medium bombers from India. Can bring them over there. And that's alright. Coastal Command. Fighters from the Dutch East Indies. Not necessarily the most critical aspect of this, so no, I think we are fine over here. Are there any further special forces units that we could buy anywhere? I do not believe so. No. Not even from Canada? No. Oh, but can we buy things in the Dutch East Indies? Yes, but in the Netherlands, yes we can. That is very nice. But nothing that has been destroyed before, so that's unfortunately a little bit not quite as critical. US, you're fine. USSR, you have a lot of points. So what I'm guessing what you would buy are actually more shock armies, because they'd be readily available. And we should also think about, Western fighters, please do deploy them wherever. And we should think about the research of the USSR. Yes, tanks, yes, fighters, yes, artillery weapons, ground attack weapons, mobility. Shall we invest more into mobility? I think so. That's fine. And then I think what else we could purchase as the USSR is some garrisons. And all of the rest is actually fine. Let's build some mechanized forces as well. Not that I think that they'll actually come into play, but to some degree it's a role playing. Right. So, that being said, we can put in a cut over here. In between episodes we'll go ahead and just check on everything like these guys, make sure that they are being transported and all that. And yeah, that's basically it though. So very soon then we should be turning over towards our next turn, and that should allow us to, I think, conduct a very hard strike on the Axis powers. I think it's a question of turns. So yeah, very soon I think Berlin is gonna fall, and I'm very, very, very satisfied with that. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.